in the door, how to connect with the people, and how to really be able to customize our presentation to the ones that will be a part of your sphere of influence, or your sellers or your buyers. So what I want to do is make sure that let me put this right in front of me so I can see you guys. Now for today, you might want to put it on speaker view, and that will allow you to see the scripts that I'm going to put up larger on your screen, so there won't be a small window. So speaker view will be the one to put it on, or you can take and pin me to the top, and that'll keep me in the front of the screen so you can see everything that we're sharing through the real estate selling power. All right, so let me put mine on speaker view. And if you have any questions, you can just chat in the chat box, and Sally will let me know, and then we'll go from there. All righty, so let's get this started today. I'm excited. Now, last week, I had a great week myself. Well, actually, this week is Thursday, so it seemed like it was last week. But I've been committed myself to making at least 20 contacts per day. That means I needed to speak with 20 people every day to ask for business. How many of you guys right now that has been in the mode of prospecting because of, one, you need to have clients, two, you want to work with people that you want to find people that's in need of your service, and also that if you don't speak to enough people regularly, your business will start to dwindle, and eventually you'll be in a place where you don't have a volume of clients that's looking to use your services. And how many of you guys would agree that if we don't have clients using our services, then we're in a place where we possibly cannot have enough money to take care of our financial needs, because most of us are full-time real estate agents. So what I want to do is help you today to be able to entry into the property, or entry into the seller's table, or entry to have the buyer sign your buyer broker's agreement. Now, finish introducing myself. I'm Kelvin Verrett. Let me put my recorder on, then we can start officially. All right. All right. Now we good. Now we good to go. I am Kelvin Verrett, and I am working with Daniel Penley and coaching today while he's off taking care of family business. So let's get started. Real estate selling power. What does it mean to us? It means that we have to understand that we are professionals, and we are in an honorable business, and our business is to provide excellent service to those that's in the community of trading real estate, that's buying or selling real estate. So we know that it's very important that for us to excel, it requires us to have dedication and commitment to self-improvement, that we can be the best at our game of selling real estate to those around us. So you guys agree with me on that one? Just shake your head. That's okay. Shake your head. Because I'm always in the place of trying to learn something new. One of the things I hear Daniel say often, he would say that we need to be reading at least 10 pages a day, 10 pages a day to improve ourselves, to learn something new. And you can read a book a month that way, basically what Daniel was sharing with us. So let's go back, and we're going to do a review from last week. And I will make this quote that's part of our training, is that success simply requires us to have an unshakable belief in ourselves with a repeatable system. That means for us in real estate, it's very important that we have a confidence in ourselves, in the tools that we have. And we know that it takes practice to get good at what you do. Any of us know learning any new sport or any new activity, when we first start, we just don't do that well at it. And it causes us to sometimes shrink back. So what I want to really talk about today is how we are going to get through the fear of speaking with our clients, or get through the emotional withdrawal from ourselves of connecting with people when we heard so many people want to tell us no, how do we get through all the noise? And I want to just deal with that aspect of it. One of the things that I'm going to be covering today is dealing with prospecting or calling a sphere of influence, asking for business. Now, let me ask a question. You guys can open up your screen here, and I want to see your faces if you can. How many of you guys right now are struggling in the area of prospecting? You can show your hands, and this is a true thing here, because it's hard for us, guys. It really is hard for us in the area of picking the phone up and making the calls, because one of our rules here with the real estate selling power is that we want you to make at least 2 hours a day attempting to reach people that you do not know, or work in your sphere of influence, or getting to know people that you have not met yet. So that's a real serious habit for us. How many of you guys, and you can just chat in or you can just raise your hands, are struggling in that area? Okay. And how many of you right now would like to get more leads, more opportunities, more listings? Yeah. And I can empathize with you, because I'm in the same place. I want more leads. I want more opportunities to share my real estate professional skills with those that are looking to buy and sell real estate. So what I want to deal with today is I want to really speak to the mind of that. And if you mind, guys, being a little transparent today, this is a coaching call. This is a no judgment zone for us. What are some of your biggest challenges when it comes to the area of lead generation or prospecting? That some people, the word prospecting is just a bad word altogether, but lead generation, you can unmic yourself. And I just want to ask a few questions. Anybody want to volunteer? Okay, Star.
I have a very small sphere, and they know that I'm a realtor, and they always say, oh yeah, if I know someone, I'll let them know about you. And then I get leads from title companies and stuff, and most of the time when I call the numbers, they're no good, or they're not the name that is listed on the sheet, and I get frustrated.
All right. So the thing is having enough quality leads coming in where you can actually try to turn my ring off, guys. My quality leads where they come in so you can actually speak to someone to ask for business. Would that be correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing that, Star. Anyone else? Come on, guys. Let's act this participation. Where's your biggest struggle when it comes to the area of prospecting? And why? And then if you know what's hanging you up, then we'll talk about that. Anybody else having trouble with their 2 hours a day? Because I did see about 4 or 5 hands go up. How many people are right now having trouble with their 2 hours a day of prospecting? Okay.
So I am, Kelvin, and the issue is, we could go out and talk to people and get all the leads that we need, but the issue is just getting started.
Getting started.
It's having a list ready, to make those 2 hours of calls, or planning on going out and talking to people for that 2 hours. Where do you go? Where do you start? And that's always my biggest issue is just getting started.
Just getting started. Okay, that's good. Thank you very much, Veronica. And that's very common. And it's just getting started. Now, for a Star, hers was not enough people in our database, so she had to find a place to get a source of possible leads. And Veronica, is it your database that's smaller, or is it just that you don't know where to start in your database?
I've got about 1,500 in my database.
Oh, you good? Yes. Okay.
And it's not a matter of how many people are in my database or where do I go to find them. It's just picking up the phone. Getting started. That first question, that first thing. Hey, it's Veronica. How are you doing? Right. Well, who do I call? It's just always an issue of getting started.
Time management. Okay. All right, good. That's good. Very good.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear. Who am I speaking with?
This is Marshall.
Hi, Michelle.
This is Hi, I wonder, is it possible, because I identify with Veronica, it's, for me, it's just getting started. Is it possible during our upcoming training if we can have a day where we just do a phone list and each one of us will take turns calling people from our spheres of influence? And then
Absolutely.
that way we're all on the line and we can critique each other. And, you know, and the other thing that I'm learning too, after we have these conversations with the clients, I believe it's very important to send out some kind of written information from your contract management system, which I'm starting to work on now. What do you guys think about that?
That
I
is
would love to do role play.
that.
Absolutely love it.
No, not role play. Actually, call people on the phone. I don't know if that's the same.
I
Call
well actually
people on the phone.
both of you guys
Yeah.
are right on there because we have been having discussions about setting up calls where we get on, we rehearse the script, and then we make the calls. We have called Zoom prospecting. You're on your Zoom,
Yes.
I'm on my Zoom. I'm listening to you speak
Yes.
to people, and you listen to
Yes.
me speak to people. And when we get both people online, we just mute ourselves, not mute our speakers, so we won't hear the other person speaking, and we just handle our calls. And whenever we want to listen to you, we unmute our speakers and we hear you speak. And it's really encouraging. It's called accountability. And guys, that is some of the best prospecting because we're in this social media age, not in with this media age where Zoom is actually a really good tool for what we call that prospecting teams. And everyone calls from their sphere of influence. So we're going to put together something where we're going to actually do role plays. And I think that's important because what I'm going to do today, I'm going to ask you guys to do a little role playing, actually. So you're right on with that one, Marshall. But being able to go back and forward with each other and hear you and hear yourself because we all struggle in the same places, guys. So you're not by yourself. So thank you for sharing that, Marshall. And the answer was yes. And anyone else like to share?
Well, I'll share
All right,
really
Amir.
quickly that one of the things that happens is and as an old athlete or former athlete in high school, we used to have this thing I played football where it said hitting breeds hitting. And so we just used to have sessions where we put pads on and go out and hit. But I think that the other thing for us, I use that very similarly, in all of the sales that I do. Not that we're going out and hitting people, but we're actually, when we make contact and have a phone call, it breeds that confidence. And so once you get on the phone for folks who are having a challenge of getting started, once you actually make one phone call and you talk to one person, and especially if that call goes good or it's not a horrible call, it continues to build your confidence. And so one of the things that happens is, that as a result of kind of these sessions that we're talking about, not only you're hearing other people succeed, but you're experiencing that success as well. And so as in being a part of accountability group, it really will help to breed the actual confidence and success in getting on the phone.
That's good. That's very good, Amir. And we're actually, we're in process of working on something that's going to, I believe, would help many people. How many of you guys have your business plan for 2001 set up already?
I usually work on mine in November. I
2021.
usually do mine in November.
Okay. Because we're planning on putting together a business planning session to develop 2021, where you're going to sit down and put your plans together, and by 2000 January hitting, you're going to be on the ground running with a confidence to know your numbers and where you're going, what you're doing, and how you're going to get there. That's why we have on the screen there. See, the success requires a unshakable belief in yourself. If your systems are good, your tools are good, you understand your scripting, then it becomes easy. And it's an inch by inch is a cinch, mile by mile is hard. Daniel says it often, but the thing that we know, and Amir said, is that it's getting out the gate. And see, when you start to do something, anything, it's going to be hard for you. It's going to be, you're going to feel awkward. You're going to feel inadequate. And that's just mind talk because most of us, by the time we're 18 years old, we've been told no over 18 to 20,000 times. It's almost ingrained in you for a doubt But then we got to have the unshakable belief. So what you're going to do to get past that mindset is that you're going to start doing it in face of the fear that you, when you get on the phone, that you may not know what the right thing to say. And you make enough mistakes, you're going to get better at it. I get on the phone when I'm doing my calls in the morning. My first 3 calls, man, they're like Rocky is all outdoors. Now I know what to say. I know what I'm doing. I got plenty of confidence. But you know what I do? I call all the worst ones first. And by the time I get to the 5th call, I'm rolling with the rush. I'm talking with confidence, with a boldness, with a surety. And guess what? That transfers to the telephone. People actually hear them things. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on that. And today we're going to talk about scripts. So I would say, anyone else want to share before we move to the next level? Anyone else? All right, I think it's good, guys.
I'm glad to know that I'm not the only person feeling that way as far as the phone call.
Yes, you're not feeling that way by yourself, Tanya. Absolutely not. And all of us veterans feel the same way. Every morning I get up, I have to struggle past the not doing it. But you see, my goals, and this is where we want to work with you guys with your goals. See, my goals are so big, I can't afford not to get on the phones in the morning. I can't afford, it's too important for me to not make the phone calls. Now that does not satisfy the fear that I still have it, but I must get on the phone. I must make the phone calls. And what I realize is just false evidence appearing real. I don't know what the people on the other end going to say. And do you know when I'm making my phone calls? It's normally between the last phone calls I actually get the yes to get to the deal. I made a point, I was on the phone, not today, but yesterday, I made 53 calls, and I spoke to 19 people, and the 19th call was a listing appointment. Now, what if I had stopped at 40? What if I had stopped at 30? I would have never got the listing appointment, correct? Would you guys agree with me? Shake your head, raise your hand, give me an avatar or something like that. Would you agree? So the thing is that if you don't have a goal in place when you start your calls, then you're going to stop at the 3rd or 4th call. Oh, nobody home, nobody listening, nobody answering the phone. But see, my goal is to drive to results. And Amir and I were speaking the other day, and we spoke about activity is great, but activity without results. Godzilla, would you mind muting your phone? Mute. Activity without results is just wasted time. So you're going to have activity, but you're driving to results. My goal is to not stop dialing till I talk to 20 people and ask for business. So therefore, if I have to be on the phone for 8 hours, then I have to stay on the phone for 8 hours. Why? I have not received my 20 contacts. I remember when I was doing network marketing, that's where I got the concept from. We had to make 10 new prospects every day. So we would leave our home, we would put 10 marbles or 10 pennies in the left pocket, and we couldn't go home until it was transferred to the right pocket. That meant that if I did that every day, my business was going to be great. And I had amassed in a short period of time over 800 people in my success line, my downline, because I was meeting 10 people a day, asking them for business. Now, not just talking to people, but actually getting contact information, phone numbers to follow up with them. And this is the same thing in real estate, guys, is that you're in the business of getting sphere of influence, getting in front of people and asking for business. One of the things that Daniel often say is that we got this app and we have regular conversations with people. Anybody within a 3-foot rule of me going to get this pitch. Small talk about the game, about politics, maybe not politics, maybe not religion, because you end up arguing with people about them things. So we're going to talk about something else, maybe the weather, the football game, basketball game, or something. Generate the common conversation. This is part of the 5 spokes of a highly successful agent, is that I'm going to ask about you. Who are you? What do you do for a living? And if you have some type of business or service, I'm going to ask you, would it be okay if I send you referrals? And most people are going to say, yes. Then I said, well, great. Let me take my phone out. Let me get your number so I can know how to contact you. Then we go with further conversation because my end game, because of my repeatable system, is that I ask the question, By the way, do you know any good real estate agents? You got that head, guys, right? And they say, no, I don't. And I said, well, great. I happen to be a real estate agent. And would it be okay if you would send me some referrals from your client base database and send me referrals every now and then if you know someone that may be looking to buy or sell real estate? And I go, and then they said, well, give me your card. I said, you know what? In this case here, I kind of reversed it, but I'll send them my electronic business card because most business cards go where? In a garbage can, right? But if I text my card to them or send them my mobile app with my contact information in it, guess where it's at? It's in their phone. What I do with that person, everyone that don't have at least 200 people in the database, I go to my database and I put in their name, their phone number, their email address because I need to email them the contact information, right? I know what kind of business they're in. And legitimately, I would check them out and I would call them up periodically, and I may even send them a couple of clients because we always have people asking about good cleaners, good mechanics, good car wash, good places to go shop or eat, right? We always have these. And so now I'm building my sphere of influence. That person would go in my database. This is a lesson for you guys, don't have a lot of people. I would then at that point, I will go forward and I will put them on a 60-day rotation. That means every 60 days, I will call them up, small talk. Hey, how you doing, William? It's great. How's business? Good, good. How's your family doing? Just checking in with you guys. It's a business call. Won't keep you long. And I just listen to them and really check in with them. And guess what happened after that? I will go forward and I would then say, before I go, by the way, do you know anyone that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the next 12 months? And I will be quiet. I will listen. And they say yes, no, maybe so. And if they happen to know someone, I will ask for the contact information or ask them, is it okay that I contact them? Then have them follow up with them, see if they did so, and then get the contact that way. But I'm always asking for business. And that's called, by the way, who do you know? Everyone that has a CRM should set up a campaign that has at least 6 contacts in a 12-month period for everyone that's in your database. And it's called, by the way, who do you know? So everyone will come up periodically in your database, and you know that call is to ask for business. If you have 200 people in your database, you should get 12 transactions out of them 200 people per year because you should get 4 referrals from everyone in your database in a year if you're nurturing the relationships. That's Veronica. I think that addresses your question there. And it's now you're not calling them and asking for business. You're calling them to check in. How are you doing? How your family's doing? Creating dialogue. And that's going to give you the ability to follow up with them with permission every 60 days and ask for business. Veronica, you have 1,500 people in your database. They should be giving you 4 referrals a year, each person. Now, if they're not, it's okay. You're going to train them on how to do that. How do you do it? By checking in, by legitimately caring about them. And when you're on the phone with them, you're always taking notes, copious notes, meaning that they're going to say, this is my anniversary coming up next week. They're going to tell you about their birthday. They're going to tell you about their children's birthday. They're going to tell you about the major events in their lives. You're going to note them and date them in your calendar. So when their birthday come up or their anniversary come up, that's another touch. You're going to send them an electronic card or you're going to mail them a handwritten note. You're going to do these things because what you're doing is you're creating relationships. You're nurturing them. That's why it's called nurturing. Now, some of us are guilty, and I'm guilty. I don't do it as effective as I should be, but I'm getting better at it. How about you? Are you willing to work on that for the next 2 months? Let's say I'm going to get my database in order. If I have 5 or I have 15,000, I'm going to go through and I'm going to start contacting my people in my database. I'm going to set up, and I need to talk to 20 people. I'm going to call everyone in my sphere of influence. I'm going to pick 20 people a day, call them, and if I don't speak, now my goal is 20. Yours may be 10, but my goals are big, and yours are probably big also. And if you call 20 and you don't speak to 2, guess what? You dial another 20. But you're going to speak to whatever that results you're looking for, and that's going to give you the opportunity to say, by the way, everybody said this here, by the way, who do you know that may be looking to buy or sell or invest in real estate in the next 12 months? And then at the point, your job is to be quiet because the first one that speaks loses. Okay? Let them wiggle around on the hook because you just laid it out there, and let them wiggle around and say, and then they may tell you or they may not. But either way, you're going to say, well, thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time to think about that. And I just want to let you know, guys, I care about you guys. You ever need something, just be sure to give me a call. I never will mention real estate outside of that. Won't never ask them for business. By the way, who do you know is a 45-degree sale angle? See, I'm not asking them so they don't feel uncomfortable. I'm asking them about someone else so they don't feel threatened when I'm calling them. Got it? All right. Let's go ahead and get started now. That is our mindset for today. We would just want to, and hopefully that helps someone. Did that help anyone? Raise your hand and give me an avatar or something. Great, great. And guys, it works. It's a proven system, and it really, really works. So let's do a brief overview of what we did last week, and hopefully this will help you guys. Is that last week we dealt with the four selling principles, we call it the 4 C's, and that was concept, content, context, and customization. Today I want to speak to the area of the concept, content, and context and customization, just to do a brief overview. And remember this here in your real estate business. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Your sphere of influence calling is what you need to be doing for them, and they will actually know that you care because you're checking on them and you're keeping copious notes for every 60 days. You pick up on the last conversation. It's like you've always been speaking with them, like they're your best friend. And believe me, you're going to get top of mind when it comes to real estate because of that simple principle that you just gotten right there. Care about your clients, care about your sphere of influence, enough to call them and be able to offer your services to them. Okay, last week review, we spoke about the customization part. We did 7 phases of selling, right? The system: entry, qualify, sharp angle, problem, knowing the solution, offering the solution, getting the signature, and getting the price, and show me the money. All right? We know for a fact in our training that when we hear, we forget. When we see, we remember. And when we do, we understand. Today, I want to speak about the kinetics of the actions behind the entry, because I believe this here is to be true. And this deals with our phone calls to our sphere of influence, is that when we move to the place where when we move to the place where we have the fear of entry, we don't make the phone call. When we move to the place where we don't start a conversation, we don't get the opportunity. When we get the place where we won't initiate the contact, and this the day we're not knocking on doors, forming anything that you would do that will generate you business. Do you guys realize this here? When you wake up in the morning as a real estate agent, you're unemployed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Right.
You're unemployed. You only have the opportunity to get a job when you're sitting in front of a buyer or seller, whether it be via Zoom, face-to-face, or wherever you are making new contacts.
So
Yes.
really quickly, if I can interject, sometimes we make it harder than it is. And so there are things that we do. So what's the one thing that we all are required to do right now? Everybody's required to wear a mask.
Yes.
I used to wear a badge. And so I would purposely put my badge upside down. And so people would look at it and they'll go, oh, your badge is upside down. Well, it eliminated the fear of me having to say, hey, my name is Amir and I'm a real estate agent. Or, do you know anybody? I didn't have to do that at all. But it's the small thing. So I just put it upside down. And literally, if I was in the store, in the mall, or standing in line, a lot of times the person at the checkout, the grocery checker or Target or Walmart or wherever it was, go, hey, did you know your thing was upside down? Well, now I don't have one in front of me. So now I have my logo on my mask. So guess what I do? I wear my mask upside down.
That's
And
good.
people go, well, what is that? what is that? We're going, oh, it must be upside down. I try not to take it off. And then if I could talk through it or let it down a little bit. But it's those simple things that make it easy for us to actually not have to go talk to people. People come talk to us.
That's good. That's exactly right. That's good, Amir. That's good. All right. And people come talk to us. That's exactly right. And that's something, Amir, I don't know if you and I discussed that before, but that's something we did in network marketing all the time. My badge would be where it's actually hanging off me. And people say, you know, your badge from the fall. I said, oh, I didn't know. And they give me opportunity to talk. That's very good. Very good. Okay.
Small things.
Small things, guys.
By inch.
Inch by inch is a cinch, right? Mile by mile is hard. All right. So I had to fix my screen there, guys. I am back. All right. Fantastic. So thank you for sharing that, Amir. That's good. Now, how many of you guys miss opportunities like that? So now everybody gonna be wearing their badge hanging off the side or upside down? So, yeah. If that's what it takes to get a conversation started, because some of us introverts, right? How hard it is for us most times to walk up to people and talk to them? It's pretty hard, isn't it? Strangers for sure. But what if they came and started the conversation with you because they saw your badge upside down? Would it be worth that conversation? It's okay to look a little foolish every now and then. And I would say this here. Oh, I didn't know this, because when you put your badge on, most of the time you're looking down at it, right? So it reads right to you, and it is actually upside down. So whoever came up with that, I didn't invent it. Whoever came up with that, they really had a good thing there, because I've gotten a lot of business on the upside down badge. Let's move to our dialogues now. I want to speak today to review from last week. I want to speak about entry. I believe this to be true. I believe this to be true for us. The entry is anything that we do to give us opportunity to get in front of somebody, to engage the conversation, to ask for business. It's important, guys, that we practice entry, because this is the one that keeps us from having a conversation, keeping us from meeting new clients, keeps us from actually getting new business. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to practice entry in the morning. Why? I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to try to make some entry into somebody's conversation by dialing phone numbers. After my prospecting is over, if I wasn't as successful as I wanted to do, I'm going to have my business clothes on, because I don't know about you guys in COVID. I get dressed in the morning anyway and go to the office. It's in the next room, but I put my clothes on and I'm ready for opportunity. I'm groomed, got my hair combed, got my teeth brushed. I am at work. It's mindset, right? Then if it doesn't work out there, after my prospecting is over, I get up and I go in my car and I'll go to the grocery store where people are, and I will walk around the grocery store to get a loaf of bread or get a stamp or whatever that is, and roll in the basket around, waiting for opportunity. Somebody give me a contact or notice my badge upside down or anything I can do to engage them in the conversation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do anything I can do to put myself in front of a potential client, and we call that entry. Okay? Entry is anything that you can do in the area of cold calling, in the area of door knocking, somebody call you from advertisement. We call that floor time. Somebody call you on the ad. Somebody call you because you're running. All these things are entry. Warm calling, your social media, your social database, that is your sphere of influence, expired listings, and all these things give you opportunity. Now, start. If you don't mind, I'll ask you a question. You mentioned your sphere of influence is kind of small. Does that mean that your database is not large, or is just that right now you're not working with them?
Well, from hearing other people talk, I don't put in people that I meet just random, and I guess I should be. So I always thought this, sphere of influence was people that I know, my doctor, my friends, but apparently, like you saying, that people that you just meet, you put them in right away, and I haven't been doing that.
Okay.
So I guess I should be.
And that's
not
good.
a bad idea. But the other thing, and I'll interject, and I promise I got
Go ahead.
another call real quick. But one of the things also that we have to do with our sphere, those people that we spend time or that we do business with, is also set the expectation. So I can go to my dentist and say, hey, doc, I only see you once a year or but is there any way I could count on you for one real estate referral this year between now and the next time I see you? Unless I have like a really bad toothache or something like that. So we could set expectations of people. Hey, I just got into real estate or I just joined EXP. What I would really love from you as my dry cleaner is one referral. Can I expect one referral from you in the next 12 months? So now we're setting expectation because they certainly expect you when you have, laundry that needs to be done. They expect you to come in and bring their laundry. I remember that, this is a quick story. I remember that my office was about 30 miles from my house. And so my dry cleaner was closed typically when I got back on this side of town. He said, man, I missed you. Where have you been taking your clothes? Somebody's been cleaning your clothes. And so he was looking for my business. And so I say the same thing to him. Hey, I'm in real estate, man. I'm expecting a referral from you, just like I bring you my clothes. And so it's really setting those expectations. It's not harsh and it's not, overbearing or overpowering, but these are people that we do business with on a consistent basis.
And Amira, that is great. Thank you for adding that in there. And I was doing a coaching call just the other day, and a good friend of mine was sharing the same story. He's at a restaurant buying, where he goes all the time to buy sandwiches. And he asked about as restaurant owner helping them in his business. The restaurant owner said, no, I can't do that. People always ask me. He said, okay, thank you very much. And he's not going to do business with him no more. So if that would be the case, then the people in America, I love the way you put that, is that the expectations of the people that you do business with, your mechanic. And in fact, I was at the auto dealership where we take my wife's car all the time. I went there and got 3 referrals because we do business with him all the time. And I asked for business. And he said, oh, yeah. And he gave me information for 3 people that wanted to buy property.
Very cool.
Yes. And to address your conversation, which you asked, Star, is this here, is that everyone you meet is a stranger, but your nurturing makes them a friend. Not even a friend, but a raving fan. So when you put them on a nurturing campaign in your CRM, you get to hear from you every 60 days, and you're calling to check in, how you doing? It was great meeting you today. And this is what makes it so powerful. You're taking the notes every time you speak with them. So when they're having life events they share with you on the phone, it's kept in the data. So when you follow up and talk with them again, you say, oh yeah, I know last time I was speaking with you, you had that birthday. What did you guys do? How did it turn out? Or the children's birthday. This is the one here, work is way to go. You find out through your normal conversations, birthdays for their children. People love people that love their kids. Mm-hmm. I would take and send the kids $5 in the mail with a birthday card, say happy birthday, and the children become your raving fan. They be having ears like, let's say somebody start talking and say, oh mama, tell them about Kelvin. Because I'm their best friend, I always send birthday cards to them. I always send something in the mail. Kids love to get gifts. And they will keep their parents on top to know they do it. They call another real estate agent. Kids say, why are you calling them? Why are you not calling Mr. Kelvin? He's our real estate agent. They'll fight for you. Right. And this is a true story now. I'm telling you, this is a true story. This is very true. Capture the birthdays. Capture the anniversaries. Do the handwritten cards, guys. It's worth thousands of dollars to you. Right. Okay. So let's go back, and thank you, Star, for sharing that. So let's go back into, go ahead. You had something else? That was it? Okay, let's go back into, we're going to talk about entry dialogue. And this is the things that I think you should be doing. Now, every day, when we speak about the 5 spokes of our highly successful real estate agent, we speak about prospecting, cold calling. Well, these are the 5 things that you can be doing right here in front of you. They're on your screen. You can write them down, screenshot them. But I think if you do these things every day, you're going to generate business. But the fear of entry will keep you from doing any of them or doing them at a small level. And remember, guys, we're in a numbers game, meaning that the more contacts you make, the better chances of you converting them over into clients or referral partners. Because everybody won't do business with you, but they know someone that's doing business that you can help them with. So the average person knows 2,000 people by first name basis. The average person. Even you do. You might think you don't, but we can help you with an exercise and you pull up 2,000 names out of your database right here in your brain. That's a true statement. I know people say right now, I don't know no 2,000 people. Yes, you do. You do. It's just we need memory joggers to help them pull them out. So let's get the database rich with people who will know. And even if we don't know how to contact them, you know how to do troll them on Facebook. You know they're on Facebook, Instagram. You know how to get them. Just go there and start building that database. All right. So let's get started with entry. Let's go there. I think this is going to be a good exercise for us today. And we're going to deal with dialogue. I'm going to ask for participation. So I'm asking that you jump on if you can. Okay. Let's talk about the first entry we're going to speak about. And that's going to be owner. We're going to work with FSBOs. Now, if we can get entry with FSBO, we can get entry with anybody. This is one of the hardest ones, the most difficult ones you're going to go through. So we're going to use the FSBO as a dialogue catcher. Now, how many of you guys have the scripts already? Raise your hand. If you don't have the scripts, let me know you don't have the scripts. Do you have them out? Because we have the scripts already pulled out the book on cue cards. Do you have the cue cards? Everyone on the book? Show me your hands. If you're on the avatar, I can't see your faces. And I would love you guys to turn the camera on. It would do me a blessing to see your faces because I'm talking to the avatars. It don't work for me. I'll be better. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Are you talking about cue cards that people made themselves?
No, that comes with this course. We have cue cards. And if you don't,
I never got cards.
you will today. Make sure you put in the chat box there. I need the cue cards. Now, you have to be part of World Cappers to get them. If you're World Cappers, you can get them. If you're not World Cappers, then they're not available for you. But put in the chat box, let us know you need the cue cards, and we'll make sure you get them. So let's work with the dialogue with the for sale by owner, okay? And this is going to deal with now we're in scripts now. We're on the first script on chapter 3, okay? It's the owner. Now, this is where role play going to come in. Can I see some avatars? Unmute your screens, guys, so we can see you. I want to ask you to read the scripts for me. How many people are going to help me today? All right, I see one. Jonathan, you there? Tracy, you there? Shirley, you there? Harona, you there? John, you there? Nobody there? You guys just faking like you're online. That's no good now. All right. I'm just messing with you. Paola, you there? All right. So I want you guys to read some scripts for me. Come on, help me out today. Let's do some heavy lifting together. All right. Nobody gonna help out today. All right, then. This is an interactive call now. I'm putting you on the spot. I'm putting you on the spot. Don't do it while you're driving, Paola, now. All right. So when we get ready to entry, and then we're gonna be at, this is where we're dealing with the for sale by owner, and we're at the door. Okay. Now, whenever you get a call or you're calling on a for sale by owner, it's great. You can do so, but your dialogue works much better when you're in front of the person face to face. Now, in this system that we're in right now with the COVID environment, face-to-face is maybe not a reality for both of us. But we can do the best we can with the technology that's Zoom or Skype or whatever we use to communicate with the people. But if at all possible, get in front of your clients because it works better. Because remember, I think it's 45% of what we say is body language, right? So when they see me and my tonality matches up with the mimicking their movements, I'm more effective in communicating. So let's speak about the entry for sale by owner. And I've got the first one up here. And who mind reading the first script? And somebody gonna be the for sale by owner, and somebody gonna be the agent walking up to the door. You guys mind being transparent today? Any volunteers? One volunteer, seller and owner.
I'll be the owner.
Okay, Tanya is the owner, and who's gonna be the agent?
I'll be the agent.
Okay, that was...
The cards are coming on the screen, right?
Yeah, you're on the screen now. Put me up, pin me to the front, to the top.
Got you.
And then make me the primary speaker, and then you're going to see it on the screen. So we got for sale by owner, line script 1, 2, and I'm going to put the rest of them up there. We're going to deal with the first 3 scripts, okay? And these 3 scripts are very important for us to get through the dialogue. Now remember, the seller going to tell you no 5 or 6 times through here, but your goal is to stay to the script. listen, patiently walk, match their tone, match their stance. If the seller standing like this here, you stand like this here. The seller standing like this here, you stand like this. The seller hands in his pocket, you stand with your hand in the pocket. Remember, because body language is going to be important on how we're going to be able to communicate with the seller. If 45% of what I say is body language, once I start mimicking the language, his body languages, I start to connect with him. And then when I make a gesture and I move and he follow me, then guess what? That means I made the connection. Now my communications is much more effective with him because we've matched up. Okay? Fair enough? Okay, so go ahead on and take the first three, and it's asking the question as the agent, and then answer the question as the owner. Now, we're cooperative owner. We're not going to be a difficult owner, right? We're going to be cooperative. So anybody can see, everybody can see 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you can't see it, put it on speaker view. Now, if you're on a computer, if you're on a phone, it may be a little hard for you. Now, if you don't, you have your book. Now, I'm just in the book. I'm just on page number 18 in the book. Open your book up, you can get it right there. Okay? And most of you guys have the book in soft copy, if not hard copy. All right, go owner. Seller right now is the agent. Who's the agent?
I am.
Okay, would you go ahead and start, and the owner gonna reply?
Hi, I saw your sign, and may I ask, are you the owner?
Keep going. Are you
Are
the
you sole owner?
right? Where's the owner at?
I'm the owner.
Okay, you got to answer. They're talking to you.
Oh, it's not scripted.
No, it's no script
Yes,
for the
I'm the
owner.
owner.
It's not. You just gonna
Oh,
answer.
okay. Okay,
Okay.
yes, I'm the owner.
Are you the sole owner?
Yes.
Are you cooperating with real estate professionals?
Not at this time.
Okay, stop right there. Now, expect this here. Now, the seller, they say, I'm the owner, I'm so on. They're going to say yes there. But right here, number 2, you're going to start your nose. No.
Right.
In fact, they're going to say like, no. They're going to say, no. You better work with no agents. They're going to be giving. So what do? You turn around and walk away? Because remember, you're a resource. You're a scripted. You know what you're going to say next. You expect that they're going to, oh, shoot. All right. Let me fix that, guys. I am, got some background going. Okay. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right. You guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I had to turn my computer off. Somebody's calling for business. You know how it is. Always be calling me. Always be calling me. All right. So they're going to tell you to know, emphatically know. So this is where your scripting is so important. No matter what they say, stick to the script until they slam the door in your face, okay? So now she said, no, I'm not going to be working with no agents.
So if I had a qualified buyer who was willing to pay a price that was acceptable to you for your home, would you be willing to accept such an offer through my company?
Seller?
I would think of, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead now.
Okay. I would think about it. Do I have to go through your company and pay commission?
Okay,
Well-
great. Hold on, stop right there, Michelle. Now that was a good answer, and I would think about it. So they're open to. Great. So if they go right there, what you're gonna do? You're gonna say number 4. You're gonna say right there. Nothing else to say. You say great, and go right to number 4. Is on the screen now. You see it?
Well, great. I would need to take a look at your home briefly to see if what you have matches what my buyers are looking for. Would I be able to come in, please?
Okay. Now right there, Michelle, I would say it this way here. And the script is very intentional the way it's written. I would say, great, I need to see your home briefly so I can describe its features and benefits to potential qualified buyers. Remember, you may
We
not
can't
have,
see the script, Calvin, just so you know. You need to raise it.
oh, you can't see it?
No.
Okay, well, I won't be able to fix it.
Well, now I can, but every time I talk, it goes away.
Oh, okay, because your face pops up.
Right.
Oh, okay, I gotta fix that then. All right, let me do this here then. Let me do it this way then. Let me see here.
It's okay.
No, that one. Speak of you, yeah. You know what you do? Handle it, Michelle. Michelle, just put me on, pin me to the top, and it won't go away. Pin me to the top, right in the top right hand side. Say pin to the top, and it'll stay there. Did that work?
Can I say something while she's doing that?
Sure, go ahead.
What she said and what you said were two totally different things.
Correct.
And what you said actually would make me, as a physical, go, I'll think about it. What she said made me go, no, I don't want you in my home.
Okay, and so the scripting, I think relating to the scripting is very important because it tells me I need to see your home to do why, to describe its features and benefits.
Right, exactly. As opposed to feeling like you're just coming to look around and be nosy.
And
So
How did I
if you
say
leave
that?
that,
I thought I
if you
said
leave
that.
that part of it out,
Hold on.
if you leave that part of it out, what you're going to do is you're gonna get a hard no with no way to wiggle around it. And
And
so
that's
it's important to be able to actually, and here's the deal. So we're going to talk about making the scripts your own. But one of the things that in doing that, though, you can't leave out the things because what Tanya just said would get you an absolute hard no and you're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And so
What
it's
did
important
I
to
thought
follow.
I did say, can I come in and look at your home to see what benefits it has?
No, yeah, you said I get a home so I can tell my buyers about it. So you saying you got a buyer for the home, and we're going to cover that in the next couple of scripts. But what you want to do is just say, I want to see your home to describe the benefits to potential buyers, because really a buyer is not a buyer for that home unless they actually seen it and they want to put an offer in. So it's just a potential buyer because it may not be a buyer in your pool, it may be somebody else that you bring along. But it's the word. The word is very specific for a reason. It's a dialogue that's just is intentionally written just this way. And you didn't do it wrong, Michelle. I'm just saying that we'll stick with the actual script that stay this word for word because it works. It's highly effective. And the thing is, great, may I do so now? And that means let me in the house.
Right.
Okay. All right. Now, let's say in here, the buyer's at number 2, he says that, are you cooperating with real estate brokers? No. Okay. Now, I'm not, then you can say one day, you say, great. And then you can go to another, you have another opportunity to go past that. And let's go to the next step here. Now, any question on the first 4 steps? And that's the first 4 techniques of getting into the door, entry. And if you don't survive these first 4, chances are you will never get in the door. So we have 19, guys. We only have 19 to get in the door. So do you stop at the first no? Shake your head. Second no. Third no. And let's say you don't get the third when there's no, then guess what we do? We're going to go to another script. And this is where it's important for us to know the script. Then we're going to go, I'm back with 1, 2, 3. All right, there it is. Okay, great. Then we go to the next script, and then we're going to do these here 3 here. And this is, when they say no, all right, typically when a physical answer the second question with the above no, you can acknowledge the answer. So when they ever say no, you can not say, well, I can appreciate that.
What? W-A-T?
Say again? Mute your phone if you're not speaking to us. You said acknowledge that and continue the dialogue. It's not uncommon to address 5 simple objections when before they let you in the door. If you answer the third question with the above no, ask why. So the third one, we'll go back to that. The third one was no when they say about the let me go back to where I was at. It was would you accept an offer? No. And then you ask why and be quiet. Because why would they accept an offer from you if it meets their needs or it meets their price range? And then you ask why, you listen for the objection. But then at that point, you would turn around and you will go right down to number 5. And number 5 is right here on the board. It says, are you willing to sell your home at current market value? The answer is always going to be yes, because they're FISBO. They want to sell their house. But when you ask them, if I had a qualified buyer willing to pay the price that's net acceptable to you, to your home, would you accept an offer through my company? They're saying I don't want to work with an agent. No. So I'm going to go, I said, now, where do I go from there? I have to be with another script. So I would jump right down to number 5 and said, are you willing to sell your home at current market value? Now, I went right across, I skipped 4. I went right across 4 and went to 5. Because 4 is when I get a yes to get in the door. But if I don't get the yes, I'm at no, I'm going right to 5. And then they may not understand what current market value is. They may ask clarity. Then number 6 says current market value is the highest price a qualified buyer willing to pay for this type of home at this time. In other words, what current properties have actually sold for in the area. Do you understand? And they say yes, then what you going to do at that point? You're going to say, great. Go right back to 4, where it says, great. Let me in your house. Let me come see this. Right? I'll go right back to 4. I'm going to say, great. I need to see your home briefly so I can describe the features and benefits to potential buyers. May I come in now? Soon as you get them say yes, what you going to do? Go to 4. All of those, I got to keep going until I get to the yes. Once they agree with me, I'm going to say, great. Can I come in now? To describe, so I can describe the benefits and features to the potential buyers. Can you guys understand that? I can't see no faces, so give me some handshakes. Give me some something. Give me something on the line. Anybody there? All right, there you go. I see 1. I see 2. I see 3. I see 4. Come on, guys. Interactive. Help the teacher out. Help me out. Jonathan, Shirley, Aurora, yes. Juan, yes. Okay, great. There we go. And so what I'm doing, I'm moving to the yes. Whenever I get the yes, I go to the close. What is the close, guys? Number 4, dialogue number 4. And remember this here, because dialogue number 4 is your friend. You always go back, like Daniel said, we have 25 slides, but if we can do the job in 2 slides, then we're going to do the job in 2 slides. We're not going to do the slide in 25 because I got 19 scripts or dialogues. I don't have to do all 19, correct? Avatar said, yeah, correct. So remember, great. I need to see your home briefly so I can describe the features and benefits to potential qualified buyers. May I do so now? Okay, let's say that we went through 6 and it worked out. The seller says, yeah, but I'm not willing to go any further. Then what we're going to do, we have more slides. And we're going to go to number 5, 6, and then 7. Slide number 7, and that is have to get. This is an objection. Seller going to say to you, well, okay, but I have to get $1 million for my house. Now how you going to handle that objection? You got to know the script, know the line. So anybody want to take number 7 and 8 for me? Anybody?
I will.
Number 7, have to get. Okay.
What is that?
No, you're gonna tell me. Go ahead. I'm the seller. I have to get $1 million for my property.
Okay, well that's great, Kelvin. Well, what does what you have to get for your home have to do with the current market then?
Well, I don't know, but I just know that I really need to get that. I need to get that amount of money. I can't take a nickel less. How many times you guys have gotten that before? The seller says, I want to sell, but I can't take nothing under $1.5 million. I get it all day long. And I say to them, well, what does that have to do with the current market value of your home? And they're like, they don't have an answer for me. But I want to take a penny on $1.5 million. I said, do you know your home is only worth in the current market where the buyer's willing to pay for it? Well, I won't take a nickel less. I said, well, then the next dialogue would be Amir, number 8.
Are you serious about selling? Are you serious about selling your home? Or do you want the highest price possible? In the quickest, most convenient time?
Yeah, I do. And then I say yes, then what you do, go back to number 4.
Then I'll go back and say, well, is it okay then if I come in and see your home?
There you go. See, as soon as I get them to the place where they're agreeing with me, I'm going to go right back to the close. This is important, guys. The closing is number 4 is the one you're going to hinge on, because what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to entry, right? And to get into, when I get the yes, then will it let me in? Then I can go to the next part of my scripting. I go to the next part of my system in place. Remember, success requires an unshakable belief in a repeatable system. What you are dealing with here is a repeatable system. These scriptings are yours for life. Learn them, know them, breed them, dream about them, wake up with them, because every time you speak with someone on the phone, you need to know these steps, because these steps here, I believe, will change your real estate career. I truly believe it will change your real estate career. So let's look a little further. Now, and see, the following dialogue is used when they ask you if you already have a buyer, and is followed immediately by the dialogue from great. So that I'm talking to me. Well, Amir, since you're helping me right now, do you have a buyer? And then I'm gonna go to the next script. Don't worry about it. We're gonna have it scripted for you. You don't have to figure out what you're gonna say. You're gonna go right into the next one. And do you have a buyer?
Well, not at this moment I don't for your property, but there is no such thing as a qualified buyer until I know what the property offers, what the features and benefits are based on what my buyer's needs are. So I need to see your home, or I need to schedule an appointment so I can match the needs.
Okay, so
you're saying, may I come in, but at this point, a
we're
lot
at
of
the
people
door.
may not be door knocking, but
No.
we're still trying to get an appointment.
No, at this illustration, we're at the door. We're at the
Okay.
door. We're at the door.
May I come in?
And now at this point here, I can say yes or I say no. No, you can't come in. And then is how much. And then here is the dialogue for that. Say, can you come in? No, you can't come in. I gotta go to the next script. Then the next script, go to number 10. The price.
The pricing of your home is much too important to guessing. So why don't we go through the home first, discuss and select the price, and then we'll figure out what time is good for you.
Okay, now this dialogue here will be modified for sure, but we got here because the seller said I want $1 million. I have to have it.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have to keep going until I get to the place where I get the yes to come in. Because my whole goal for this whole exercise is to get into the door. My whole goal is to get to the yes, to make the commitment for the appointment if I'm on the phone with them. My whole goal is to get to the yes, to get through all the objections, to make the appointment so I can get in front of them to show them my superpower. What's my superpower? My presentation. My superpower is me being able to show them all the things that I can do for them in the area of helping to get their home sold in the quickest, most convenient timeline. And the 11th one is discuss the price. This is another. He says, I have a great idea. Why don't we view the home so we can discuss the price and you select the price that I can get, and then I can get started. Again, right past the dialogue, we're not in the house yet. I'm still trying to get in, and I have an idea. Let me see the home so I can get an idea why you want $1 million, really what I'm saying. Then we get started. Now, I'm assuming he let me in, I'm going to get the deal. Now, remember, this is an exercise that you may not win at 5 out of 5 times, but what if you win 5 out of 5? You have a good Christmas, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good Christmas. All righty. Any questions on them first 11 dialogues we went through? Now we're trying to get to the house now. We're trying to get in. Not in yet. So now ask this question here. How many of you guys right now be tired and ready to go home and give up on the seller? This dude is serious about selling this house and walk away. If you do, you just may not get sorry, go ahead, William. You may not get the listing appointment because it may take technique number 19 to get in the door. You follow me? Don't leave until he slammed the door and run you off. You stay there and you be a bulldog behind getting in the house because you know he needs your service. You know he needs to get this house sold because he's already told you all the reasons why he needs to get his $1 million, and you're going to show him why it's so important that he works with you. Can you guys see how this can work for you? Mm-hmm. Let's go to the next couple of dialogues here. We're going to do 12 through 14. And this here is going to deal with This dialogue is used to make sure both owners are there. But sometimes you can be talking to the for sale by owner, and guess what? Only one of them there. Remember, you spoke to him and you said, "Well, are you the sole owner?" And he said, "No, my wife and I." Then at that point, do you want to have an appointment with them? The answer is no, because you want both decision makers at the table when you have the discussion, so you don't get stuck in this here. And this is what happens to some of us. Sometimes we get there. Number 12 would say both at home. You know, just deal with that one. He said, "May I ask when? May I ask when both of you and your spouse will be home?" This is when you, and he said, "Oh, she'll be home at 5 o'clock." Then you're 13. Personally, you can set an appointment at 5 o'clock, of course. You can do great. Then would 5 o'clock be a great time? Great time. I'll come back at 5 o'clock, however you want to phrase that. But personally, and they ask you why my wife needs to be home, then number 13, you say more comfortable. Personally, I would feel more comfortable with both of you there. When will you both be home? And he tell you 5 o'clock. Great. I'll come back then and see it. Okay? That makes sense to you guys? And then if that's not it, you can either use that or you can use number 14. I would like both of your inputs on the features and benefits of your home. When will you both be home? Either one of these here dialogues, whatever fits the conversation or the seller that you're dealing with, pick which ones you're going to use. You don't have to use all of them, but use the ones that fit the conversation or the narrative of the seller that you're speaking with. Do you agree with that, guys? I can't see no faces, but I'm thinking your avatar is moving up and down like it's here. All right, good. All right, fantastic. Let's move a little further. Let's go to dialogue number 15 and 16. I think these are really good here. And this here are used, and when you want to establish an upfront client who is encumbered on a property, the following dialogue will be used for them. So if a person is over leveraged on their home, meaning that there's no equity, they have no room to sell, then we call them short sales in these days here, or something of that nature. These are some dialogues that you can use to help to identify any potential problems that the seller would have. And you're going to use your superpower to show them, to demonstrate to them how they can get out of that situation. You're going to use your superpower to help them understand how your skill set will help them do a short sale, whatever that may be, that you maybe have to work with them with. This is where your knowledge of the general real estate market will work for you. And even if you don't know how to do it, you have a team of agents that's around you, and we can help you come up with a plan or a strategy on how to help that seller get the property sold. So number 15 would say this here, interest versus balance, okay? It says, do you realize the interest rates are lower? This is something different here. I'm reading something different. Okay, interest rates are lower than they have been in years. May I ask you, what is your interest rate on your balance? Number 16, that didn't kind of add up what I'd said just now, but we're going to keep going. Number 16, it says the next dialogue will be used to handle any general objections directed at you. I don't trust real estate agents, and this is one you're going to probably get. Or you're too young, etc. Or you're done, immediately jump up. When you're done, immediately jump back into number 4. So if they have an objection about you're too young, or they don't want to work, they don't trust real estate agents, then you have to have something that you're going to deal with them. And number 16 would be the answer for that one. So we're on number 16. And this is all extra, guys. It says, I appreciate that, but if you believe you can get an extra $10,000, $20,000 for listing your home with, and then any objection that they may have inserted there, a professional real estate agent, would you do so? I asked the open-ended question. If, arbitrary to what they said, my age or whatever that is, I can say, would you do so? And if they say yes, then what you do, go right back to number 4. Great. Can I come in to look at your home so I can describe the benefits and the benefits and features of your home to my potential buyers? So they say yes, or by giving me an exclusive right to list, would you do so? So I'm asking a question. I can do either or give me the list of home. If I can get you the price you want, and earn you an extra $10,000 or $20,000, would you do so? They say yes, or get you, and then you say by giving me the exclusive right to do so. The next one is we can adjust the amount that we're speaking about to fit the narrative of the person that we're speaking with. It's not etched into one thing. So if you're having this conversation with a seller, now listen, it's going to be unique to every FISBO or every potential seller you're speaking with. So you want to make sure that you're able to adjust your conversations, and I guess so it won't be robotic, meaning that if it's robotic and you're just trying to follow a script, you're going to mess up and you probably will blow the conversation. So being fluid in it would really depend on how well you're rehearsing your scripts. One of the suggestions I would have for you is that you get your recorder out. There's 270 scripts, and record each script with your own voice and play it back while you're driving in the car, while you're at the home, brushing your teeth, or you're just cooking or whatever it is, and keep playing your scripts back to yourself and repeating them back to yourself so you can be comfortable with what you're saying. Now, every now and then the words going to interchange. One sentence will go before the other. The questions you may ask may move around, but the context of what you're saying, the dialogue itself, will be true to the scripting, and that's going to make a difference in whether you're going to get into the door or not. Would you guys agree with that? Practice makes perfect.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Now,
Kelvin, one of the things that we want to do as a team is to be able to, and I would imagine, I'm not sure about wager, but I certainly would love to be able to put together a little contest where we actually have a difficult seller and see how many of these scripts we could actually get through until we get it. So we start at number one, and we're actually trying to get there. And whoever the seller is, keep saying no until we go through all of them and keep offering objections. And that's how you get good at it.
that's how you get good at it. That's good.
That's how you know it by the back of your hand. You just keep going through each objection over and over and over again. And that's what these scripts are, basically handling the objections of potential sellers.
And how many of you guys online wouldn't mind setting up and doing the scripting role play? And we just online, we're just running scripts, and we're going to be dealing with the FISBO, we're going to be dealing with the seller, we're going to be dealing with the buyer, and we're going to go through, we're going to set ourselves up as guinea pigs. And one going to be the buyer, one going to be the seller. We're going to do a Zoom call, just get on just like this here, and we're going to truly do it and take the rejection, take the criticism, whatever it takes to get through the skin to make the deal say yes, or make your entry into, because I think this is, if you don't get the entry, guess what? You'd never get the contract. You guys agree with that? Give me a thumbs up if you agree with that. Thumbs up, guys. Everybody listen, thumbs up. All right, I see one thumb. I see two thumbs. I don't see the avatar speaking back. Where you at, Jonathan? Where you at? All right, I see that. Shirley. Okay. All right. Arona, give me a thumbs up. Very good. And guys, the thing is here, it's hard for all of us. And don't feel like you're the only one. You're not the only one. But what makes it, practice makes perfect. So we're going to practice the scripts and get the things done until we get through. We're going to do the last three, and then we're going to be done for the day. And I think the entry was very, very important for us. 18 and 19. Okay. Now this is the last of the entry. Now what I want you guys to do, and if you need these notes, you got them. I'm going to give you all the entry dialogues. You can rehearse them, and then this week say, make a pledge to yourself. I am going to practice the 19 techniques for getting the entry. Now, this entry is not just for FISBOs. It's for every conversation you have to win the right to be in front of a client, to get the agreement to move forward to your presentation. Because remember, this is not your presentation. This is getting entry to get into the place where you can have a presentation. So you got to be really good at entry to get to the table to actually show them your superpower. Because your superpower will never come out the bag, your computer will never come out, your ability to show them your 7-phase marketing plan, your 100 points of listing and selling their property will never materialize unless you're successful at the entry. Can you guys agree with that? Come on, shake your head. All right, I see avatars moving. Great. And let's do the last three, and that is 17, 18, and 19. This is one here, guys. Listen, you're going to be faced with this one here probably more than anything you do, because everybody know a friend, right? that they're gonna sell their house for them. They're gonna help them buy a home. How many of you guys right now have been working with clients and say, "Oh, my friend got licensed, I'm gonna do it with them," or "My friend had license, I'm gonna sell and list my home with them"? How many times you've heard that before? Anybody heard it before? Yeah. Everybody got a friend. Now, what do you say to that seller, a potential seller, or buyer that's willing to trade you in for a friend that don't have your superpower, that don't have your ability to sell the property and have the experience, the tools, and the technology to get their home sold for the highest price and the quickest, most convenient time? What would you say with them? I said, I'm glad you asked. Let's go to number 17, 18, and 19. Who would like to take number 17 and 18 and then 19? Give me 3 people. Don't be so much in a hurry now. Who gonna take 17? 17? All right. Who gonna take 18? William? Okay, 18. And who gonna take 19? Come on now. Michelle, is that you, Michelle? Or you already spoke? Okay, well, I'll take 19. So 17, go ahead and take 17 from me. Knows a friend.
I haven't, what do you want me to answer?
Number 17, right on the screen. Number 17, pin it to the
Yeah,
top.
you want me to be the seller or the?
No, I just want you to read the dialogue.
Oh, okay. Knows a friend. If you actually felt someone else
Point to yourself.
was in a better position to get you the highest price and the quickest, most convenient time, would you still feel obligated to your friend, to your friend?
And just shake your head. Shake the head. No. And then what you're gonna do it, he says no, and then you'll say, great. You're gonna go right back to number 4. Then all you do is see your home, so I can describe them in the features and benefits to my potential buyers. Right? Great. Let's set the appointment. So you can come to my office so we can go over my buyer's plan for you. I call it my home hunter service. You know, whatever that is, your system is. Yeah, there you go.
Great. I need to see your home briefly so I can describe its features and benefits to potential buyers. May I do that now?
Excellent. And you see how we're going back? She's always closing. We'd have closed almost 19 times in this presentation. How many of us are actually getting to successfully close on a potential seller 19 times before we give up? We haven't gave up yet. Seller haven't slammed the door yet. We are going forward with this here because we know that they need our service and we're not going to give up on them. And hopefully they'll see why they need us. Number 18. It knows a friend. This is the second close here for knowing a friend.
Hear me?
William, number 18.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Do you feel obligated because of your friendship, or because you really believe your
shake your
friend
head. Shake your head now.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
Yeah, all right, come on.
Okay. Do you feel obligated because of your friendship, or because you really believe your friend can get you in the highest price and the quickest, most convenient way?
Shake your head. And guys, you don't have to do it real obvious. You just go.
Yeah, sorry.
And believe me, when they start shaking their head with you, you got them. Because remember, the whole time we there, what we doing? We lining up body language. They're standing like this here. I'm standing this here. Hands in the pocket, my hand in the pocket. And then eventually you're going to start moving slowly and they're going to start mimicking you. And when they line up, you've made the connection. Your closing is going to be easier. And they're going to agree with you. And guess what? You're going to end up with a yes. Okay, great job. Thank you, William. And number 19, knows a friend. Mr. Seller, you don't owe me anything, but you owe it to yourself the very best. Don't you agree? Great. Well, all you now do is see your home. I'm going right back. Listen, wait, hold on. You're just trying to get in my house. Absolutely, I'm trying to get in your house. 19 times I'm trying to get in your house. In the event that they say, no, I can't get in the house at this time, guess what? You did the best job that you can do, and you can be okay with that. Fair enough? Now let's go down. We're going to stop right now and unmic yourself, and let's get some questions and answers. Unmute yourself, guys. And let's do some on the entry. questions, observations, something you learned? Star, go ahead.
What if they say, look, I'm upside down. I'm selling it on my own because I just can't afford the commission. Do you even bother with the 19 steps?
Okay, no, they say I can't sell it because I'm upside down. Great. All I need to know is see your home so I can, great. We have a solution for that. But all I need to do now is see your home so I can describe the benefits and features. Or we can, that was go back to dialogue number, wait, hold on. That was,
Yeah, so while you're doing that, Kelvin, one of the things that happen, I always say is that remember that there's always two ways to get commission on a deal. And commission is not the reason that we do it, but you're literally trying to help them. So if you still had a buyer that was then willing to even help with paying you some of the commission, would it still benefit you to show that?
yeah.
Oh.
And
So if you show me the house and it absolutely meets everything that I need, and I'm tired of looking at properties and I'm getting beat out, like a lot of your buyers would do in this market, then they wouldn't mind paying me.
yeah. In this case, you're saying that they don't have the money, but there's the dialogue. I can't get the dialogue. The dialogue basically says that we can come in, let me see your home, describe the benefits and the features, then we can discuss price. Because I have a solution for that. I work with buyers and sellers in your similar situation. So let me come and see the home so I can describe the benefit, look at the features and benefit, then we can discuss price. But I think I have a strategy that can help you out in that situation where the commission, in actuality, you don't pay the commission, the buyer will pay the commission. Would that work for you? Sure. Because buyer do pay the commission when they offer the price. So you can show them a pricing strategy where the buyer is actually paying the commission on the property, and now you just need more information on what their balances are and where they feel like they're upside down. Does that answer your question, Star?
But if they really are upside down though, because that's happened a few times, where they really were upside down and they couldn't pay the commission.
Well, the thing is this here. Are they operating from a realtor told them the information? They do the bottom line calculator? Do they really know the numbers? Most times sellers don't have
the numbers.
They got them from where?
Excuse me, may I say something? May I say something, Calvin?
Sure.
This is Michelle.
Go ahead, Michelle.
This is a short sale. If you're in that situation, it's a short sale, and they still are able to sell their home. They just need to get approval from the short sale lender, and they're able to sell their home. And then the point that he made earlier that I have solutions for that. Let me see your home. But your home most likely will be eligible for a short sale if you're upside down.
But see, the thing what I would say is I wouldn't have that conversation on the doorstep. I want to get in to see the house. Yeah, I want to get into the house. I don't want to talk solutions. I have something for that. I have a solution for that. Now I need to see your home. Because once I get to the home, I can sit down and have sit at the table. And now we can start discussing because the chances are me standing outside trying to get the commitment is not going to work. I got to get the commitment to get in the house. Then because it's something about hospitality. When I get in a house, I have more authority and more power as an agent that's representing them sitting at the table. Now we're talking is a different positioning and understanding. So I would definitely, we have options, but I'm not going to tell them the options I have for them. Because they say, oh, okay, I can do that. Oh, my friend told me about that. My option going to come at the table. But yes, them being upside down, it's okay. There's always commission to be paid. And Michelle said it right, short sale. It's a short sale. Go ahead, William, you're opening your mic up.
Yeah, the key thing for me was that you were saying that the buyer would pay your commission. And I wasn't aware of that. So I might have messed up a negotiation.
Right. Well, the buyer pays commission because it's blocked into the price. And so you can add commission on top of the price, but it must appraise for it to be considered in the price. So buyers will pay commission outside of that if the property won't appraise for the buyer agree to pay commission. Because we have instances where buyer actually pays the commission because the seller won't cooperate with the other agent. So buyers say, I'll pay the commission.
Wow, thanks.
Okay.
And the way that really makes sense is that when you got, let's just say you got a property that's 300, that $1 million, let's use a $300,000 analogy, where that seller saying, I gotta have 300,000 and I'm not paying a commission for it. So as you start to look at it, either you're gonna look at it and go, okay, well, is my buyer willing to pay 309 for it, which is the 3% added to the 300,000.
Exactly right. In fact, I
If
just
that property appraises at 309, then that means that, again, your commission then is covered. The seller said he didn't want to pay commission, and it appraises at 309. You can sell it at 309. Give the seller his 300, and then your commission is what's left.
exactly. That's great, Amir. And that's what I just closed one like that. The seller wanted a certain net, and it wasn't presented to them. So the buyer came in, and the buyer raised the price to meet the agent's compensation that he needed on his end, and we closed the deal because the appraised value was there. Because we priced the house to appraise, and the seller needed a certain net, and it wasn't in the deal, so the agent bought the buyer, and the buyer paid the agent commission through the sales price by raising the price of the house.
Okay.
So that's how it was done. But again, it's about experience and being savvy. So even if you're a new agent on this call, you're not by yourself. You got 50 years or 60 years of experience on this call right now today that can help you with any situation. There's nothing new under the sun. It's just knowing who to talk to when you have a certain scenario that you want to run by. Before you talk to the seller, before you go out and start saying things you don't not really know. So just talk with your group around you, your support that's around you, and we'll help you guys figure out any strategy that you need for sure. Okay, it is 3:30, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this entry. This is a hard one. Now, I'm telling you, we started here. This is the hardest one you're going to have is entry. But I right now, I ask that you would take and know these 19 entry techniques, because these will help you with everything else that you're going to do behind this. Because then when you finish this here, they're going to know you're a professional, that you're well trained, that you have the ability to get the job done, and they know you're going to fight well for them because you negotiated to get in the door of the hardest doors to get through, a FISBO. This guy don't want to deal with you. He don't like you, but you got through the door and you sitting at his table helping him decide on how he's going to get his house sold for the highest price and the quickest, most convenient time. So next week we're going to pick up, guys. I want to pick up on the next one. We'll go a little faster, but we're going to pick up on the we customize it, right? So we did the FISBO, we're going to go to qualify next week, and we're going to go through them and be ready. I want you guys to come on, have your face made up so you can get online, because we're going to interactive role play, because I know doing is 90% of your learning and retention. So if you participate in reading the scriptures, going through the scripts, I say scriptures, I'm going to church on you guys, scripts, and going through the role playing, you're going to retain it. It's going to be so much easier for you when you're actually speaking to a seller or buyer. But as always, guys, we're World Cappers. If we have Daniel, we have World Cappers Credit Repair. You can go to worldcappers.com, or you can go to Amanda Williams, the traveling realtor, and we have Snap Home. We have Snap hazard services where they do the reports for us. John, he's in the chat box. Use him. I've used the service before. It's fast, it's convenient, and it's not the most expensive on the block. And it thorough reports. And you don't have to pay for it. You get it when you get your listing. Get the reports. It only pays when it closes. So definitely use John's services. He's a good guy, very much team player. He's always here supporting us. So John, I know you put your things in there already. And guys, remember, keep Daniel uplifted and his family uplifted, because he's at home taking care of his mother's final arrangements.
Is he out of state?
Yes, he's out of state. I think he's going back to Dayton, Ohio, where she's at.
You know about Saturday, the shoot for the videos?
That I don't know at all, but you can reach out to Amanda, may know how to handle that, or it may be postponed. I'm not sure, but I don't know how long you're going to be gone, so I don't know how. I don't have the information, but I can probably find out for you if I could.
Okay, if not, I mean, it's perfectly fine. I would expect it to be canceled.
Yeah. I don't think he's ready to shoot right now, but I can't speak for him, But we can find out. Just text Amanda. She probably can have more information on it, or text Dan yourself. He can answer back on what he wants to do. Okay, so did you guys get any benefit from today? Did you learn? Did it help?
Of course.
Okay, great. And
Yes.
thank you, Michelle. And my goal, guys, is to learn. Just if you come on, learn one thing that's going to help you in your career. If you learn this entry, this year going to be good for you because when you prospecting, you're going to need all these techniques to get through your prospecting. This is going to help you get in the door or win the contract. This is important. So thank you guys for taking the time. Yes, go ahead.
I have a question, real quick.
Yes, go, Sally.
When you're prospecting and then you're, of course, setting appointments, do you, in the first appointment, take a contract as a buyer, as a listing agency, or the listing agreement, or you wait for the second time?
No, the first appointment is to get the commitment. I'm not there to price the house.
Is the listing agreement or the buyer's agent agreement?
That's right. For the seller, I want the commitment, not to set the price, not to discuss commission. I want the commitment. Then,
so which contract do you take with you?
The listing agreement is a seller listing agreement, buyer broker representation agreement. So two different things. Now remember, we don't work for free. Without commitment, there is no work.
So when you take you mean you take the agency agreement, the agency representation, not the listing agent, the listing contract?
I take the RPA. Not the RPA. I'm sorry. Not the RPA. The listing agreement. I take
whoever you're working with,
seller,
that's the contract that you want to take. If
listing,
and it's your first appointment, you take the buyer broker agreement with you the first time that you meet him.
Period.
Because we're closing. Then if you're working with a seller and you get in the door, you get the entry, you take the listing agreement with you. And then what we've been trained on through these calls is that you take the listing agreement and get it signed. You don't have to fill out price or commission at that point, but you want to get their commitment signed on the listing agreement that says, hey, I'm committed to working with you. So you do take that. That's your close. Because otherwise you're just going to visit a house.
That's it.
That's okay.
So
yeah, but nobody mentioned it, so that's what I'm asking.
Okay. Yeah, that wasn't part of the call. But this, if you want to know, this would check to list on page number 15 in your workbook. You take the current market analysis, but you don't pull out a current market analysis whatsoever, ever. In fact, I was on the listing department just Friday, and the seller, we're doing our thing, and I'm closing. And he says, well, what do you think the property worth? I said, well, that's a great question. I said, well, what I think the property is worth, what I think the property is worth really doesn't matter because it's only worth what the buyer is willing to pay for in this current market. Wouldn't you agree? And he said, well, tell me what you think in the prices. I said, well, what I think doesn't matter because the fact is that it's only worth what we're trying to do is tell me you the expert, commit to giving them a price. I said, but I'm going to go, my job is once you hire me, I'm going to go back, I'm going to do an extensive market analysis, which I already had in my bag, on your home and come back and flood you with the information and show you all the different things that are going on in the market in the last 6 months and what's currently on the market, then help you decide what's the best price that you're going to price your home at. He said, but I'm not a pro. I said, but you will feel like a pro when I come back because I'm going to give you enough information that you will be able to make an intelligent decision to price your home correctly.
Okay, I have another question.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry that we're standing a little bit, but since we're going to make calls and we're going to make appointments and we're expecting to get it, just want to be ready. And I usually take the listing and we discuss price and getting higher right there and then. But you're saying get the commitment first and then go about the market analysis. So let's say in the first part of the conversation, they agree to list with you in the same moment. Then you pull out the CMA and ready to sign the second part, right?
Well, this is what I would say to you. Every situation is unique. If they decide to listen, you get to the door and let's say it's a referral. You got the listing. Okay, coming in, I'm just going to go over the thing, get the listing agreement signed. I'm signing this agreement. Well, if I got the CMA, if I got the agreement already signed up, then I can discuss if I choose to. All depends on the situation. You have to read the situation yourself. Everyone is unique. But when we talk about, we go there prepared to get the commitment because most of our listings have come from people we don't know. So I'm not going there because what happens is we get nervous and we pull a CMA out and we stack our CMA with the other 10 CMAs in the calendar, and then they're no more use for you. I got the information I need. They won't come back. So if I sit there and like the seller, now the seller didn't sign, correct? He had to talk with his brother. Remember, both parties need to be there. He needed to sign with his brother because it's a trust sale, and he agreed to agree with his brother. So being that both wasn't there, he didn't sign a commitment. Now I didn't have all the information. If I had all the information, which he couldn't have been there anyway, he's out of state. But if I had all the information, I probably would have treated the approach a little different. So we all have to make sure that we have all the information that we can. And if you're there and you got a listing, once you get your listing agreement signed, you make a determination is that's the time to go into pricing. If it's your friends, your neighbor, maybe so. If it's a stranger, maybe so, but you have to read the situation yourself. And I'm not saying you have to go home and come back if you know that you're okay moving forward. Because once the contract is signed and you got the agreement on commission signed, and then, okay, but you have to deal with the structure of price. But don't show CMA or anything until you have a commitment signed in writing. That's what the teaching is here today. If you don't have a hard signature, don't show your CMA because you don't work for free. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So, guys, I want to thank you for coming on today. We're a few minutes over, but it's good. Good questions. Thank you for coming on today, and hopefully you will use what you learned today to help you get one more deal next week, or one more commitment, or one more contract signed. If you need anything, in the chat box is my name, phone number, and my email address. You can just reach out to me, and I can do to help you guys. I will. I believe in you. I believe in your success. I believe that 2021 going to be a great year. We're putting together something that I think may help you get your 2021 business off the ground running if you apply the principles. And it starts right here with the first 19 steps inside of Real Estate Selling Power. Join us tomorrow, next Thursday at 2 o'clock. We'll go to the next phase because we're going to understand these principles of customization of our program, of our listing or buyers program that's going to help us be more successful in front of more buyers. Instead of a conversion rate of 50-50, we're going to have a conversion rate of 80-20. 80% of the people that we meet with signs with us because of our skill set. Remember, success comes before work only in the dictionary. Let's put in the work. Thank you guys. Have a fantastic rest of the day. God bless you guys and much success. You have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.